Hey, what's going on, guys? So I just wanted to talk to you today about the question of Battlefront 2 being pay to win. Is it actually a pay to win game? A lot of people are saying yes. I have been on the fence, and I've said that it's not pay to win, but I can understand the argument. But I wanted to talk about that in a little bit more detail here. First off, what does pay to win actually mean? A lot of people will, say that any in-game advantage you get by paying money is pay to win. I tend to think of it more as, is there stuff that I can only get through paying that I can't get through accomplishing in-game. So that's really where the difference is here, because the way the loot boxes are, the crates in Battlefront 2, they are all earnable just by playing in-game. Some people don't like the fact that there are unlockables that you have to play a certain number of hours on average to acquire. But isn't this just really the same as just about every game in existence? I remember playing Star Fox 64 on the Nintendo 64, having to beat the game to unlock the tank mode, and then you had to beat it again, like on the hardest difficulty, to unlock another mode, and so it was a lot of hours in mastering the game. In order to unlock these things. And so this sort of concept has been around for ages, and it's not really anything new. But the idea, that with microtransactions is that you can buy something that's going to save you time playing. And a lot of people have a problem with that. But what this game doesn't have is it doesn't have anything that you can buy in the store that is not available just through playing the game. And that's really a big part of it. And so, for example, in the video that's going on right now is I'm flying a Y-wing, and I only have one upgrade on this Y-wing. It's a basic level 1 low level upgrade. I think it's just a blaster power. It's something that your daily crate, your daily login crate is going to allow you to craft this for like 40 crystals. So it's something somebody will get probably in their first hour of playing. So it's not, and this was a pretty good match. That's why I'm showing it to you. So you don't necessarily need to spend any money. Now, full disclosure, I did buy a couple of crates. I think I bought about 15 or 20 loot crates. They give you crystals, so I don't remember exactly how many I got, but I did want to see what it was all about. And all the stuff that I got was just stuff for other like heroes and characters and things that I'm not really interested in using. Like some of the better things that I got were like some Millennium Falcon upgrades, or things like that. I'm just really not interested in using all that much. I'd much rather just fly the Y-wing, for example. I'm actually very comfortable with it, and I don't even need it to be to have any fancy upgrades and in order to do well, because this game is primarily based on ability rather than the gear and the upgrades that you have. I think a lousy player can spend all the money in the world, and it's not going to change the fact that they're not going to do very well. And a player who doesn't spend a dime can easily be the #1 player in every match they play, even on their first day of playing. It's not that hard, because it really comes down to skill here. Or sometimes luck. I have had a pretty good a pretty good run there, my last run. But this was actually a good match for me, and I'm just running a basic Y-wing. So there's nothing that you can't get by just playing the game. And I think the biggest advantage to being somebody, if you're buying loot crates or crates rather, is that you are you're earning stuff a little bit faster. Earning might not be the best word, but you're acquiring stuff faster. So what are you really gaining? You're gaining time. And that's fine. I personally don't have a problem with it, but some people do, and that's fine. We're all entitled to our differences, and I'm opening the floor to debate on that issue. Do you think that there is a fundamental problem with some people being able to, purchase, some lost playtime? I would argue that the person who can actually play and doesn't purchase the lost playtime and actually plays all that time and earns the stuff the old-fashioned way is at a tremendous advantage, because they, if the game is fun and worth playing in the first place, then they're the winner because they get to play all that extra time. I'm one of these people. I have a family and I have a full-time job, and so I have limited game time. And so when I do get to game, I do try to make the most of it. But I've been somebody who will buy stuff from time to time because I don't have 8 to 10 hours a day to play. whereas maybe in my teenage years I did, right? And so I've kind of seen, you know, the experience change over time. And I understand that there's a difference there, and what gets lost in the process. So I think it's definitely more enjoyable to sit down and play a game that's fun. If the game wasn't fun, then it might be a different case. But I think Battlefront 2 is a very fun game to play. So I would much rather be able to sit down and play it, and continually earn all of these options and these upgrades and these crates and there's, you know, and all of this stuff. That's really the key to it, though, I think, is that it's more fun to play, but if you don't have the time to play, then here's another option that you can get some of the stuff that you missed out on, but you can't ever get back that fun of playing. So, you know, and I think that's what it all boils down to. I don't think this gives really anybody an advantage over anybody else, other than maybe like a very, very, very small advantage, because like some of these people who, you know, who are playing these games have a lot of upgrades. Some people have hardly any upgrades, and you know, I'm coming in here with like basically the bare minimum of an upgrade on this Y-wing, and I'm doing great. And so like I don't think that, you know, you really need to have any of these upgrades to do well. It's a very kind of a minuscule difference, and granted, they give you a percentage of what the difference actually is, but I don't really think that that it's going to make or break your fun factor, your enjoyment in the game, or your ability to be successful in the game. But that's my take on it. I'd love to hear what you guys think. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have something to add, I'd love to hear what you guys think about this particular system. And honestly, do you understand that there's nothing that you can't get, in game, other than just the time and how long it takes to get it? Because of the crafting system, you can, if there's something that you want, you can craft it, at least for as far as certain upgrades. There's other things that can only be acquired by, playing through playtime. For example, I was looking at some of the guns that they have for some of the characters or some of the attachments and stuff, and you can only get those through achievements. And in the early beta, you could actually just buy those with credits. And so you can't anymore. So you actually have to earn a lot more of the stuff now. So I think they've... I think they've been trying to correct a lot of their problems, but I just don't think they're there yet. But that's my 2 cents on it. Overall, I think the game is a lot of fun, and I think you can be very successful without having to completely spend anything really. But I'd love to hear what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please make sure you subscribe and hit the little notifications button so you don't miss any of the giveaways when I do the announcements. And thank you guys for watching, and have a wonderful day.